Godzilla, King Kong, The New Empire. All right. So saw it last night. I didn't review it right away. I wanted to kind of let it simmer. I'm going to review this movie using my space system. So story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 and 2. So 2 is the best you can get in any category. I want to remind everybody that I am ranking this movie against itself, its promise to the audience, as well as comparing it to the other legendary monster movies. I'm not ranking this movie against Godzilla -1. I'm not even ranking this movie against like Pacific Rim or something. This movie has its set of promises. So you saw the trailer, you thought, okay, let's see what this is going to offer me. You know it's a continuation of the other movies, so that plays a factor, of course. I feel that it's a great time to be a Godzilla fan or a kaiju fan. I love all the Godzilla movies. I love all the King Kong movies. I love all the Gamera movies. I like a lot of Ultraman. That entire thing is Ultraman and stuff. That shelf behind me. I own every Godzilla movie and King Kong movie and Gamera movie in various forms, VHSs, Blu-rays, DVDs. I keep upgrading them every time. I've seen all the Godzilla movies at least 3 or 4 times. All of them, I'm talking all of them, but there's a few that I've seen like tons of times. So if you want some back reference, I would say that probably the first one I saw in the theater was Godzilla 2000. I really like them all. I think maybe like some of my favorites would probably be 2000, obviously the original, 54. I think Destroyer, right, the way they say it. I think that's probably in my top. I actually really like Space Godzilla. I don't know, I thought that was really neat. Biollante is pretty neat too. I love Megalon. It's just one of my favorites. For solo films where it's just one monster, I think Mothra, 1961 Mothra. I think it's a masterpiece. It's just one of my all-time favorite films. So I'm showing you this is my first Godzilla toy that I ever got when I was a little kid. I think I was about 11 when I got this. I don't know what the year is on this one when it was produced. Can't see. It's like 80 something maybe. Anyways, so yeah, first Godzilla toy ever. This movie is, again, I'm not comparing to Japanese Godzilla. The Japan Godzilla, they kind of went this way. So these newer Japanese Godzilla films, Shin, -1, they're taking from the original concept of like, okay, it's just one monster. There's more human drama towards it. Shin Godzilla had a lot of political messaging. It was kind of pretty funny at some of it. So a lot of political stuff. -1 focused in on World War II, the pilot, which is a great. -1 is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. Even in comparison to the Godzilla movies, it's still 10 out of 10. It is definitely one of the best Godzilla films. I still kind of like Destroyer. I don't know. That movie just like did something to me. Anyways, but look, these are some of the masterpieces. Godzilla -1. It was the best movie of last year. Should have won Best Picture. I guess it was nominated for some effects or something, but it wasn't nominated for Best Picture. Obviously, Oppenheimer was going to win that, but -1's great. So the legendary movies have taken from that Godzilla time period where it went into hyper fantasy, right? Like there's like Rebirth Mothra series. There's like obviously Megalon, right? Monster Island or Gigan, whatever you call it. It's like where it's like these like space things, fantasy things. It's like, you know, obviously King Ghidorah was in it. Ghidorah the three-headed monster, or I used to call it Ghidra the way they pronounced it. Ghidra the three-headed monster. That's also a 10 out of 10 for me. That's one of my favorites. But like, and Rodan, that's a great movie too. But anyway, so it's like it's going into the fantasy. So this is going Hollow Earth, complete fantasy. And the Japanese ones are kind of bringing it back to more like, I guess grounded with a giant monster, grounded, I guess. But so I think this is a great time to be a Godzilla fan because you get to have the best of both worlds. If you want a more serious, dramatic, you know, really like heartfelt, impactful Godzilla, you can watch -1. If you want just crazy monsters, insane, you can watch this movie. So with that, I'm going to give the storyline a 1. 1 means it was good. The storyline is little more than an excuse to have the monsters do things. That's pretty much the only, and I still like it. Like if I give it a 0, that's bad. If I give it a 1, that's good. If I give it a 2, that's amazing. So I'm going to give it a 1. I mean, I liked I really liked the story. I like the story. For the pacing, I'm torn between 1.5 and 2. I actually wasn't bored, but I do feel it's a little bit long. Just a little bit long for what the story actually ended up being. It was just a little bit long. So I think I'll do 1.5. For the, yeah, I wasn't bored. There's a lot of action. It's mostly all action. But it probably could have been maybe 10, 15 minutes shorter, just a little bit, just to kind of get it going a bit quicker. For the artistry, I mean, a 2 out of 2. This thing is insane. There's so many monsters, so many visuals. Like, oh God, like the music was friggin' awesome. I gotta mention something. This is a personal thing. You guys have seen, if you follow me on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, you know I'm a big fan of Exterminator 2. I have an Exterminator 2 t-shirt. I've got the soundtrack. I actually have the original theatrical poster, the one sheet. And the YouTuber guy, Bernie, the guy, I think that's Bernie was the character's name. He was from the last movie. He's in this movie, and in the beginning, he's wearing an Exterminator 2 shirt, and I'm like, my God, that's my shirt. He's wearing the same shirt I had. Like, I can't believe it. I was just stunned that Adam Wingard had thrown that in there. So thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. That was just for me. I messaged him saying, can you put an Exterminator shirt in your, and he's like, yeah, no problem, J-Man. So thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. But yeah, speaking of shirts, I do want to mention my channel sponsor, which is beardedshirts.com. Check this one out. Dazzler. This is a print all over Dazzler shirt. I mean, who doesn't love X-Men? Who doesn't love Dazzler? Well, you might not love Dazzler, but you definitely love X-Men. I can guarantee you that. Check out beardedshirts.com. They've got awesome sales on all the time. Ship worldwide. You can do print all over. They have normal kind of shirts too, with just black with like a logo or a character or whatever. Check them out. If you become a channel member, so if you join my channel as a member, you are entered in to win something from them every month, so check it out. For the characters, I'm going to give the characters a 2 out of 2 score on this one, because the Titans are the characters here. I mean, King Kong has a whole little mission and kind of an arc, and he goes through pain, and like he heals himself, and then he gets better. And then like him trying to talk to Godzilla and trying to form this plan to team up against this bad guy is pretty neat. Godzilla's kind of doing his own thing on the side here. There's a lot of monsters, and all of the monsters in this one are actually real characters. I know that some of the complaints have been like, oh, the monsters are just there. Well, in this time, they really have a lot of personality. The human characters are fine, actually. There's a little girl in it. She is very cute. She's one of those like Mothra people, and I thought she was great, and she communicates with sign language. Now, we saw her before. I really like her, and I really usually don't like kids at all in movies, especially her age, but I don't know, she was really good. Maybe it was because she was silent and she was just doing that sign language, but she was good. I actually liked all the, Dan Stevens appears as like this vet or whatever. I'm like, this guy's kind of a fun, cool character. What the heck, it was awesome. But the monsters are the characters. The Titans are definitely the characters, and they're so cool. Such great stuff. They did a lot of great, the artistry, I gave it a 2 out of 2. It really needs to even get like a higher score, because they really put in a lot of personality into them, into the creatures. And you're pumped, like, you're like, yeah, man, King Kong, man, like, this guy's badass. Like, yeah, he's awesome. And you feel for him. You really feel for him. He's a great character. Godzilla, maybe not as much, but definitely King Kong in this one was really good. And that synth music, man, yeah. Anyway, sorry. Artistry, characters, 2 out of 2. Enjoyment factor, are you kidding me? 2 out of 2, man. This thing is insane. It's literally insane. There is so much fighting in this. The whole thing is fighting. This is going to be a great experiment. If anybody, and in the comments, go ahead, let me know what you thought. I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10. You may as well just call it a 10 out of 10 for what it is. But 8.5 out of 10 is my critical, really hypercritical analysis. But I want to know, if you did not like this movie, you better have a damn good explanation. Because all I've heard my entire life as a Godzilla fan is like, it's always the human story. I want more monsters. Everyone just cries, I want more monsters. This entire thing, 80% of it is monsters, and with personalities. There's scenes, there's stretches that are silent, where you're just watching King Kong go on a little adventure and fight guys and like try to liberate this like camp of like captured apes and stuff. You're like, what the hell? Like Planet of the Apes or whatever. So I don't know, like if you're pissed off at this now, like, because now I can guarantee what's going to happen now. Now it's going to be like, well, the human story wasn't that good. I mean, why should I care? I know, but you kept saying you wanted the monsters to be the story and the focus. Now they're giving you that. I'm just preemptively trying to see if there's going to be any troll comments like this. But really, like, if you don't like this now, I don't know what to do with you. It's like you're finally getting a story where it revolves around the monsters, where they are the main characters. And now still people might be like, well, you know, again, who knows? We'll see what happens. That's my review, 8.5 out of 10. Look, it's really a 10 out of 10. I mean, in my critical review, I'm giving it an 8.5. But if you just come talk to me and say, hey, what should we watch? It's like, hell yeah, you got to watch this. Go see it in the theater. Go see it in IMAX. This movie is insane. Again, that's it. If you like my space system, please like the video and subscribe. And we're doing a lot of great live streams. We're doing every Fantastic Four issue, coming, at least the first 102 with Jack Kirby. And we're going to be streaming about the Legion of Superheroes. We do that every Monday, so check those out. That's it, everybody. Until next time.